Well, here we are. Is the question of tonight, is chivalry still alive? All right, we're going to get into that here in just 1 second. But what am I doing at a little after 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, jumping in your feed down here in the shop and getting some stuff done? And I wanted to spit some things at you that are on my mind. 2 stories up, my family is doing bedtime and they're chilling out. Got my First Form energy drink, keeping me revved up for this episode, and going to get this done, knock it out, and then I'm going to meet my wife upstairs in the living room to watch Reacher. If you haven't not seen Reacher yet, oh boy, you must be living under a rock. That is such a great TV series. It's on Amazon. But anyway, this is on my mind. It's a short episode. Opposite weeks, I get into long form 60 to 90 minutes with 1 or 2 people on. The last episode has got Jenny. Now listen, if you haven't listened to that episode, it's amazing. This woman lives like storybook life. It's crazy. She goes on all these crazy adventures. She chases the wind. And what that means to her is her and her husband, they live in a Winnebago camper van, as they call it. They're from Australia, and she thinks I got a weird accent. Me from Jersey, But they chase the wind. They surf, they kite ski. They do all sorts of crazy things. They're always doing these awesome adventures. And she had a very close encounter. I'm talking very close encounter with a polar bear. So check that out. It's right at the front page, right on top of everything before this episode. I know you will not be disappointed with that one. And what is this? It's on my mind. It's about 10, 15 minutes of me just hollering about whatever's on my mind. I got a couple subjects I'm going to talk about tonight. And it's me, this microphone, you all listening, whatever's on my mind. Take what you want. Leave the rest. All right, here we go. Is chivalry still alive? Now, I know this gets caught up with toxic masculinity as well. So I wanted to look up chivalry. And the name of the episode is Keeping Chivalry Alive, Leading by Example. And I'm going to get into that here in a minute. That's what most of this episode is going to be about. But I wanted to look up the definition, so I knew what the hell I was talking about. And it says the combination of qualities expected of an ideal knight. Now, of course, this is back in the Middle Ages where the word originates. But let's, just for fun's sake, let's get rid of the word knight and put human. All right? So the combination of qualities expected of an ideal human, especially courage, honor, courtesy, justice, and the readiness to help the weak. Now, I don't see anything wrong with any of that definition. I'd love your opinion, of course. But then they got another one here. This is courteous behavior, especially that of a man toward a woman. Now, I don't know how about you all was raised, but I was raised to teach or to treat a woman especially well, very well. And I'm a hopeless romantic. So this is what we're going to talk about. Leading by example is the great God. Who was it? Vince Lombardi, I think, said it. Leading by example is not the best way. It's the only way, or the only way, not the best way. I know I fucked that up, but you get the point. Oh, before I go any further, I go live. I am live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're listening to this at a later date, jump over to those communities and check that out. I'd love for you to join me at those communities as well. Everything you need to know about the show is on the old website, BRawPodcast.com. And it's got, I'm sporting the new logo. I love the new logo. It's something that's been in my vision for a long time. Took me a while to put that one together, but I'm very happy with it. That's all over the website, as well as the new merch. I dropped a bunch of new merch called Powered By, because when I have people and guests on, I love to know what they're powered by. Like Jenny in the last episode, she says she's powered by the wind. She chases the wind. Me, I'm sporting my Powered By Flop, Turn, and River because I am a poker player. But there's all sorts of cool stuff on that And if you're listening to this audio later, jump on the website, check it out. All right, let's get on to this. Chivalry. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Now, leading by example. The other day, I'm going to give you two examples that happened to us and my family, me and my family. And I didn't even recognize it when it was happening. And then my wife and I talked about it later. So we went on a nature hike. Beautiful. Go on the natural park. It's awesome. They got some beautiful stuff around here in Jersey. Yes, in Jersey, it's very beautiful around here. It's just not what you see on the fucking turnpike. So we're walking around. I see a crushed up, empty water bottle, a little tiny water bottle. So I pick it up and I'm wearing a hoodie because that's what I live in. I wear a hoodie and I just stick it in the little pocket in the front of my hoodie. Never even thought about it. We just kept right on walking. And we get to the end of the park, recycling bin, take it out, chucked it in there. Go to get in the car, right? I open the car door for my wife. Yes, I still do that. I open any door. My wife is always the first one through, and I open it. So open the car door, get in it, down the road we go. All right. No big deal, right? I didn't think nothing of it because that's just the kind of guy I am. I might talk shit to my wife when I put her in the car and I open the car door and be like, don't worry, I got the door, but it's all fun. We have a great time with it. So we get to the mall. We're going to a birthday party. We have a toddler. He's 4 years old, just about. And the spring is birthday season. So just about every weekend we're at a birthday party. So we go to this birthday party. As soon as my son gets out of the car, he sees a water bottle on the parking lot ground. Nasty, fucking all dirty and oil. And he picks it up. And he's like, Dad, I'm going to throw this away. Now listen, my heart couldn't have got any bigger, but I almost wanted to be like, put that fucking thing down. It's all nasty and dirty, but I'm like, oh my God. All right. He's doing a good thing. I said, no problem, buddy. That's awesome. You picked that up. But normally we just leave it in the parking lot. I'll take it from you. So I take it and he watched me the whole time. I hung on to it. I throw it in the bin when we get toward the door. Cool. Didn't even, I'm like, wow, that was really neat. And I looked at my wife and she looked at me. She's like, that's awesome. That's, teaching them, leading by an example. Didn't think none of it. Kept moving. The next day, I'm on the carnivore diet and I wanted a cheat night. So we got pizza and I've been on it a month and it's amazing. I'm going to do another episode about my experience with it, but it's straight up amazing. Nothing but good stuff about it. Got a couple things that I don't like about it, but again, get into that later. All right. So we get into the pizzeria or we pull into the parking lot. I get out. I go to the back door. I unlocked, I open the door and I unlock the belt from our son. And my thing is I just unhook him and I, come on, bro, let's go. And I start walking away and he keeps up with me. So he gets out of the car, shuts his door. And then my wife, his, mom is still in the front seat because she's doing some stuff on her phone. He goes and opens the door for my wife. And he pulls the door open and he puts his hand out like a chauffeur or whatever. He's like, come on, Mom, time to go to dinner. And again, my heart exploded. That was so amazing. So we had a good chuckle about it. Of course, I praise him. That's amazing, dude. Thank you for opening the door. My wife was very happy about it. So later that night, everything's done. We're curled up on the couch. We're ready to watch Reacher because we're trying to keep up with that. And we get talking about those couple things, some other things too, but these two things in general. And what's really neat is noticing that leading by example, of course, I know all the cliches of your son's brain is a sponge and he watches everything you do. Of course he does, and all that kind of thing. But when you recognize it like that, it makes me feel good that what he's doing at almost 4 years old, this is how he's acting. And again, what happened today, another example I just thought of, mom was out with her girlfriends all day, and we went to one of those indoor playthings because here in Jersey, it's a little cold out. We didn't want to go outside, so we went into these indoor things. And he loves it, runs around, does other things. But they had these like electric cars that like scooters that you drive. And of course, it's in this controlled place. He gets on this thing and he's a fucking daredevil, man. He gets after it, just hauling ass all the way around, doing his thing. So me, how I am, I'm like, all right, dude, you've been on here 10 minutes or something. Get off the damn thing and give somebody else a chance. So he jumps off, didn't even say nothing. And he runs around, comes back. He goes, hey, man, can I get on these cars again? I go, yep, you got to wait your turn. He's like, okay. And he patiently waited. And nobody was giving these things up. It was, I have my opinion of that, but they're not my kids, and I'm not going to say anything. So our son waited extremely patient for this to happen. And then I said, when you get on for 10 minutes, and then you got to get off to give somebody else a chance. He's like, cool, thanks, Dad. Gives me a thumbs up, goes and has a good time. Now, somebody, a kid, tried to take it from him, and he didn't let that happen. And that made me proud again because, and this is where I'm going to leave this part of it, and I'm going to move on to the next subject. I tell him every day, I ask him one thing, and I tell him one thing every day when I see him. Did you listen to your mother? Yeah. You didn't give your mother a hard time today. I talked to Mom. She's told me if you did or not. Did you or did you not? And he is honest. He tells me if he did or didn't. We have a conversation accordingly. Then I tell him that kindness is a superpower. Your kindness, your manners, and a good work ethic will get you anything you want in life. And that holds true to anybody, any age, any situation. But sometimes you got to let a motherfucker know. And today he made me proud because when that person, that kid, tried to take that from him, he let him know. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I believe chivalry is not dead. I keep it alive and well, leading by example, but that's what's in my heart. And I'm a hopeless romantic as well. I enjoy doing that stuff, and that's the way I was raised, and that's the way I plan on raising our son as well. All right, moving on to the next subject. So I was in the locker room, the gym, got talking to a buddy of mine. He was all excited. He was going to the Arnold Classic in Vegas. I think it was in Vegas, yeah. Now, and he said he was going to do some gambling. Now, I'm a big poker player, so we got talking about gambling. Then we got talking about Reno. And then we got talking about Atlantic City. And about 20 years ago, I came up with this comparison with these three cities. Okay? Now, this will probably piss some people off, but it's amazing, and nobody can disagree with me on this. Vegas is the young woman, waitress, somebody that works in Vegas, 20, 22, 25, gravity ain't met her yet, got a fresh couple tattoos, beautiful, right? Beautiful woman. Knows what's going on, thinks she knows the world, everything is great. That's Vegas, okay? Vegas. Then you got Reno. Reno is her older sister, all right? Been around a little while, might have a little scratchy voice, smoking and drinking. Gravity got to her a little bit. Tattoo don't look as fresh. Trying to hang on to that, that thing that you get when you're young. And we all been there, chasing that high, as they call it. You're chasing that high. And that high could be anything. But, that's her older sister's, Reno. And Atlantic City is their mom. Bam. All right. I don't need to describe that one. Use your imagination. I bet you could come up with something. But I think that's funny as hell. And we had a good chuckle about it. And the guy kind of like thought for a second, he's like, damn, that's a pretty good analogy. And I'm like, it works, dude. It works. So if you know those 3 cities, I've been to all of them in depth for many times. And that acknowledgement or that comparison, whatever you want to call it, hits home. All right, man, I'm going to get you out of here because I know you got shit to do. Hopefully you got something going on at 8:30 on a Saturday night. But don't forget, if you're listening to this audio later, hit me up, Facebook Live, YouTube as well. I'm like this close to getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I would love to bang over 1,000 because it opens up a bunch of stuff for me that I would like to do. All right, so get out of here. But don't forget, there's some sponsors that help me keep this project going. The show in the show notes is the links. I highly recommend you check those guys out. And my new merch, I would love for you to check that out. The Powered By series and the new logo, all that stuff you can see on the website. All right, gonna get you out of here. Oh, I do this every time. Got to find my mouse. All right, man. We'll see you. Bye, everybody.